Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese episode 205. I'm your Joe Dix, joined tonight by Marc Augustiniak, Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese, the weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. This week we've got an episode completely dedicated to Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
All right. Well, you all have a good night. I'll see you all later.
Just kidding. I'm not really going to talk about that at all because I didn't really play it at all. We did play some other things, which we'll talk about. A little bit of Ball Boy. That was a fun one.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot about that.
A little bit of Splatoon 2 Nintendo Directs. But first, my car sucks.
You almost sound like you auto-tuned yourself there.
I did. I know how to do that. I'm classically trained in the auto-tuning.
Huh.
Yeah. Who likes car updates?
No one.
I'll take one.
Mine still doesn't start.
Got it.
I fixed it so it's not aluminum foil and electrical tape.
That's good. That's
It starts with a jump start, but then it doesn't start after that. I let it charge.
At least it works once it's on. That's good news.
Kickstart, it's hard, man.
True. Yeah. I don't know. And then because I just don't care and the key's stuck in the ignition and everything sucks, I leave the doors unlocked and I leave the hood popped and I don't give a shit. Someone took the opportunity to rifle through the car in my driveway, which is even cooler. But I fucking love that shit. It makes me laugh so hard. I think it's the dumbest. Fuck you.
I can't believe that this individual had the balls to do it right in your backyard.
Right.
But it's just...
But after everything you just said, I'm not justifying it in any way, but it's kind of like an open invitation in their eyes. I guess, right? If you leaving the doors unlocked and the key is in the ignition,
We need to stop doing that as humans. What's not yours?
Who's
fucking
just going
leave it
around?
alone.
No, I get it.
Opening door handles.
No.
But that's the funny thing is like, what is your
agree.
life that you're wandering around through the streets like, oh yeah, you know what? I should find out if this door's unlocked so I can get fuck off. And I think it's so funny that what is in my car is fucking shirts for work and aluminum foil shoved in my glove box so that I can hotwire my fucking car. And that's what they found. Is that and an empty pack of Starbucks mints.
you should leave a note in there.
Well, now I will. Now that I know that people like to do this shit.
Gotcha, fucker.
Like fuck you or whatever. Just leave some kind of like funny.
No heroin in this car.
Yeah.
You and your friends are dead.
Yeah,
Game over.
Well, see, because I'm wondering if yours was in a car that the person tried.
Fuck no, that's what they do. They walk. So my brother's got some great friends, and
But it's like, yeah.
No. There's.
I guess I don't know how car alarms work. Because if you pull on a handle, will it go off?
You know what?
should.
You should be happy that you don't know this shit because you're a good person. My brother had a friend who went down a certain path, and this kid. I feel like I told you guys about it before. I don't remember, but this kid basically he thought it'd be a good idea to wander home from a bar drunk in Lee and pull on the handles of every car he passed to see if they were unlocked. And when they were, he'd go in, he'd take whatever he could find, iPods or what do you call those things? GPS? Is that what they were called?
GPS
Who
is
cares,
nav
right?
systems.
No. Buying a fucking iPhone.
The Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, those guys. Anything he could find that was worth something, he'd take it. After a while of doing this, he gets arrested, goes to jail for it, obviously. And then he's really upset up there. Goes to jail. He's in jail for like 6, because enough times of like the cops picking you up. It's like, you're going to jail, dude. Stop.
Yeah.
Goes to jail for it. In jail for however long he's in jail. Gets out. Fucking within
Resumes.
a week. Let me just
Press
start
play.
car hopping is what they called it. Car hopping. You jump in the car, you hop in, you grab what you're going to grab, and you move on. I just don't get it. But that's what they do. They do it. And just like how you saw my car, because you guys saw it. Like, we walk up my car, the glove box is hanging open, the little thing where you can put change next to the steering wheel where there is no fucking change because I don't put change. And also, like, what? You're going to open up the fucking thing to get a quarter? Or a couple of them? That is so good. That's rich. I love that shit.
A quarter, who knows how much weed that gets you nowadays? I don't know. I can't tell you.
I love it.
I know.
Fucking love it.
I know if he would have got, sorry to cut you off, I know if he would have got 16 hot quarters, he
I
would
didn't
have got
even
himself
look.
a fidget spinner.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't even look to see if my radio was still in there.
Huh.
Oh, the faceplate?
Yeah.
Like, you would think that they would want to put everything back the way it was.
Fuck no. You
No,
don't have time to do that.
In and out.
Yeah, you got to be in and out. You
Like
just got to
In and Out
move
burger.
on.
True. Like,
because you gotta think. I live that close to the road. You gotta get up the whole rest of the street. You gotta.
True, I guess. Yeah.
Quick.
I know I've been told recently that there's been people who like they will look in the cars, not break into them right away. They'll take pictures, and then they'll come back.
Yeah.
So that way, it's just the easy. They know what car to go to, get in, get out type deal.
It's so stupid. I think.
Yeah,
it's funny,
like fuck that person entirely.
I just think it's because I don't give a shit. You don't take anything from me.
Right.
So as a potential car buyer, this is like not the greatest conversation.
So it's like you hate your car. It sucks, but you're still.
I can't get anyone to take it. I want them to take the whole car. That way I can call the insurance company and say, hey, this fucking thing's gone.
Yeah.
But they won't do that because you can't start the goddamn thing.
They're going to hand you a nice crisp $50 bill and say you're on your way.
Sup? Buy me a couple Wii Fit Trainer amiibo.
God damn it.
Mark, how was Spider-Man?
How'd you know? It's amazing.
I know.
Yeah, it was. It's my favorite Spider-Man.
Nice. No, favorite.
Yeah.
You said it. I said nice. Then it registered. You said favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland's a good Peter.
Yeah, I think that's even in Civil War, I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
And that was just a small taste.
It's true.
So it just kind of dives into that more, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is like I'm not sure if this was any of Sony's decision.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Or Marvel entirely. I don't know if they how much they work together on what they can and can't do as far as creating this Peter Parker for this universe. But it's a very good blend. It's he's they got the nerdy part down right, his awkwardness, the way he's very I guess PG-13 about everything, even with his jokes and whatever.
Right.
It's charming. So,
I'm gonna see it this week.
How's Hot Aunt May?
Who's Aunt Mayonnaise?
Isn't it Marissa Tomei? Is that her name?
It's something like that. Yeah, is it
It's
Marissa
one of those
or
names.
Melissa? Something.
I mean, Marissa Tomei has a name. I don't remember if she's the one who's in it or.
I'm pretty sure. I hope I'm not an idiot.
I'll find out. I'll use Bing. Hold on.
Yeah, but
It's Marissa Tomei. Thank you, Google.
Yeah, I think
Bing got it first.
Her fashion, I think, wasn't as appealing this time around.
What does that mean?
It wasn't she didn't come off as this smoking hot aunt. It was just yeah, I mean, she's nice looking, but she wasn't trying to put herself out there or anything. I felt I forgot what she wore in Civil War.
I don't remember.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but she was fine. She didn't have a big spotlight in the movie. She was just a minor character.
I remember in Civil War, I found out she was casted, but I didn't think twice of it. And then when I saw her in Civil War, I was like, oh, that's where they wanted the Aunt May. Oh yeah, that's right. That happened.
It makes sense to call her an aunt, and she's
that's fine.
Looks like an aunt, not like a grandmother.
Yeah, you're right. That did always fuck me up.
Yeah, and
Aunt May being a 90-year-old woman, kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a good supportive character.
Good.
It was good. And the whole cast, I didn't even have a problem with.
Do you smell an Aunt May spy movie coming along?
What?
You guys never heard about that?
No.
Remember when Sony was trying to do that whole Spider-Man universe?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they were trying to do an Aunt May spy thriller.
I know, I believe Peter's parents were SHIELD agents.
I don't.
In the comics, I think, and Logan was the one that actually saved them from a plane crash.
I can't believe you never heard of that.
I tried to save him from a plane crash. I forget.
That was floating around IGN for a little bit.
I don't really read IGN too much.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, or the news of whatever character wants their own solo movie. No shit, who doesn't want more money? But yeah, it's a good movie.
How was Tom Hardy?
Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
How
was he?
In Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He wasn't in Spider-Man.
Baby girl, he's playing Venom.
But he's not in. Yeah, there's a whole thing. I don't know if you know or aware of that. But
should we go? Is this a thing?
I rather not know.
Is it a thing that he would rather not know? You're thinking.
You're going to be disappointed one way or another.
All right, don't say it. Let him be disappointed by surprise, not by spools.
No, it has nothing to do with the movie within the movie itself. This is
casting calls.
This is marketing company, companies button heads bullshit.
Go ahead.
Feige, head of Marvel or whatever, Kevin Feige, whatever, baseball cap dude.
Feige. I call it that because it's fun to say.
I don't know what his last name is. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Feige's probably right. I
He's
just say
like,
Phage to be an asshole.
he's not really like. I'm not sure if he's really given a straight answer on like if the Venom spin-off movie or like a Black Cat spin-off movie or whatever is like tied. Apparently they're tied, like they're kind of in the same universe as this Spider-Man, but Spider-Man will not be featured in these
those
movies.
I feel like
So
you're,
in a way,
well,
I think I remember
it's going to
reading
be
that.
interesting because evidently after it's all said and done, the next Spider-Man like solo movie is supposed to kind of reboot the entire MCU.
Oh yeah. That's
I
supposed
just
to
read
be,
that this week.
Like,
so
Infinity War is the final of their because this has been
the fourth Avengers, which would be what, Infinity Wars Part 2?
sure.
I mean, it was going to be part 2. Infinity War is now just one standalone movie, and they're not revealing the title for Avengers 4 because it spoils what happens in Infinity War.
So whatever Avengers
right.
4 is, though, that one ends everything. That's it. Like this,
I called that shit. 'Cause
everything they did from Iron Man until Avengers 4 is going to be one solid
that's
thing.
like 4 or 5 phases.
And then, yeah, I think it's at the end of Phase 4, I think, technically, or something like that. And then Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
or whatever, is Part 1. That's the new Iron Man, so to speak, right? Does that make sense?
So like new cast, new people.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some people that hang around, but it's just probably the
I think that's when,
opportunity
like,
for
contractually, like...
Definitely not Robert Downey.
Yeah,
Because
contractually, he's probably done at that
probably
point.
done. Chris Hemsworth.
I've been calling
Chris
it since the first
Evans.
Avengers. He's gonna die in Infinity War or the fourth Avengers because they've been building that up this whole time. That's all he thinks about in his head when he's alone. He's gonna die, sacrificing or whatever, saving whatever, being a hero. And then Doctor Strange is going to be like, oh, hey, I can leap through multiple dimensions. Let's retcon this whole thing and go into another universe like the comics.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
it's
spoiling
all-
Avengers 4.
It's
Yeah.
oh yeah,
But
it's all going to become.
As soon as they introduced Doctor Strange, I was like, I knew it. This is going to be
Yep.
their way of getting new actors to come in to play these characters. And
I really like
Keep it
Doctor
going.
Strange, so
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was really good.
I think it's on Netflix or something.
I actually, after seeing Guardians 2, I liked Doctor Strange better than Guardians 2, and I loved Guardians 2.
it's just a mystical Iron Man.
I thought it was really well done.
Batman vs Superman is still the best. Forget all the rest.
Really good, not the best.
Best.
It's really good, not the best.
No, it's not the best. What is the best at this point?
Batman Returns.
Logan.
That's the correct answer, my man. That just celebrated an anniversary too, not too long ago. It's 25 years old. It is. Yeah, like June 19th, I think, is the date on that. Batman Returns, truly best of the best. Best Catwoman.
That movie used to scare me as a kid.
I fucking dude.
The
I think that movie. I think the reason that I'm so obsessed with all the weird, dark shit, like you know what I mean? How I skew towards that like Tim Burton side of things, that like emo teenage girl thing I've got going on inside of my brain and body. I think Batman Returns created that in me. I think that's what it, because I really tapped into that weird Tim Burton shit with that movie.
Yeah, the skull dudes on the dirt bikes or
Those
motorcycles.
dudes, the fucking
They
weird
creeped me out
penguin
as a kid
army
because he had
in the
eyeballs like
sewers.
bulging out. I
Danny
was like,
DeVito.
Danny DeVito was fucking horrifying in that movie, but I fucking loved it. Like, he was my favorite part of that movie as a kid. I don't think I was the same for most people. Probably Batman.
I don't know, like that movie.
Plus Catwoman,
I
that
liked
was just
it.
a weird sexual awakening at a very young age.
I think I was at an age where I just couldn't really soak everything in from that movie. I was like, I got bored.
Oh, bored.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
Especially when the animated series came out. Nothing could beat that.
I mean, the animated series is pinnacle. It's best of the best.
And then,
That's the best of all time.
I'm waiting for it to come on Netflix.
Mask of the Phantasm. That is the best. Do you have Prime?
I do. Yeah, I do have Prime now. Yeah.
Sign in, girl. Watch yourself some Batman the
I
Animated
didn't
Series.
know it was on Prime. Oh, shit.
Yeah, game changer.
but then Batman Forever came out, and I was at a.
We're not talking about Batman Forever.
Oh,
then Batman
the
and Robin.
SNES.
No.
Why wasn't that on the SNES Classic?
Well, let me explain something to you about quality. Whatever.
Yeah, that is
do
a game
like-
that plays.
I do like Returns more, probably a little more than the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Fuck Jack Nicholson.
Wow.
I don't care. Say it here. I'll say it again.
I mean, just as an overall movie, not because of like any actors in particular.
I don't mean
But,
that. I
like,
just mean like, I never cared for his Joker. He wasn't anything special to me.
it was a slow build up.
Yeah.
But
I
then again,
remember that time that movie came out.
like
No, historically,
my
yeah,
attention
I
span
get
for
it.
those movies just did not last with me for any of them.
Oh no, I watch Batman Returns daily. Daily. Still have the VHS somewhere around here.
The music's iconic though.
Oh my god. Fuck. It's so good.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I should really watch it.
What are you doing tonight? Oh yeah, we have to record a podcast. How about you, Matt? How was your week?
Good.
I assume the only thing in your week, Mark, was Spider-Man, so I'm gonna move on to Matt. Good.
Oh, cool.
That was good. I really nothing too special. I came back from vacation.
How's post-vacation life treating you?
It's fine.
Withdrawal?
A little bit, but we had the 4th of July. Got to celebrate that.
Yeah.
Saw
What'd you
some
do?
family. Usually only see once a year, and at that 4th of July party.
Check
So
that
it's
off
good
the
to
list.
see them.
Nice.
No, a good time. A few beers. Ate some good food.
I forgot it was the 4th of July.
And then work. I'm back, but it's fine.
I'm back.
And then yeah, it was a good week. It was a good way to come back to vacation. It was a nice, relaxing week.
Easy week. Very nice. Well, yeah, if you are out there right now and you happen to be one of those Eddie Murphy Coming to America types looking to donate maybe a car, feel free to...
What a specific people.
I'm
you're
just
trying
saying. You might have... You read those stories on the internet sometimes of, like, these guys who are bored in Saudi Arabia and they just donate, like, $1 million to some
Launch a
random
Patreon,
Twitch
see what
stream or
happens.
That's what I mean. You get this,
Poor car fun.
Yeah, if you're out there and you're bored and you got money and you're like, man, I like these guys for 205 weeks at a time.
GDQ's over. Where are you going to throw that money at now?
Right. GDQ's over. Send me a car. Podcast at thefreecheese.com. I'll get what you're sending. That's the way to do it. We said at the top of the show, The Free Cheese, the weekly video game podcast about video games. Brought to you, of course, by thefreecheese.com. And with that, we're going to move into Now Playing, a segment where we talk about what we've played in the last week. And gentlemen, we all three played a game together on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say Matt and I really played. It was more like
I enjoyed it, though.
it was more like a creative input.
It was like I was watching a Twitch stream without all the goddamn ads and bullshit.
But we
Yes,
definitely
correct.
shared that experience together.
That was good.
We did, yeah. We played Ball Boy. Okay, I played Ball Boy, and Matt and Mark sat to my right and left.
But we contributed. Like,
Yeah,
well,
no,
you
we
kind
did.
of got some stuck with some
I
puzzles,
just
especially
meant
towards
like
the end.
I just meant a literal sense. We didn't touch the controller,
Right.
But we definitely helped.
Together we played. And Ball Boy is speaking of Tim Burton and weird goth teenage girls, Ball Boy is very like, it reminded me of Ren and Stimpy, the gross parts, but cleaner than that, like softer than that in a way, right? Like the animation was a little more...
I was just getting like a Newgrounds vibe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got... Newgrounds to me is always synonymous with like cool and edgy but unpolished, and this definitely is polished.
There's some good gems in there. You just have to really
I
dig
feel
for
like
it.
this-
But you're right for the most part.
This was like if Tim Burton started making I Spy books, that's this game, right? Like just
Yeah, I know you just said Newgrounds. I got the more of like the Limbo and Inside. That's the other game. Yeah, that I got more of that. It didn't play like those games, but I got that feeling from it.
very like minimalist approach to the art, but still with that kind of gross out whatever thing.
Yeah.
If you have a Switch or Steam, I think it's also on Xbox One and iOS and Android. You can really play it anywhere, but it's a very simple 2D side-scrolling point-and-click horror adventure game puzzle thing. But I mean, your classic adventure style where you walk into a room, you have to find item 1, combine it with item 2 to unlock item 3 that then gets you through the thing. It's very simple in that way in concept, but the puzzles are kind of clever and tricky. I think it's like gross but cute, like
Yeah.
That little giggle that he does.
yeah,
after,
he's kind of creepy. It's got a real I liked it.
Childlike wonder with a twist of horror.
Yeah,
like the horror's not like scary. It's just like that theme is that art style.
It's
eerie,
like,
I guess.
Yeah, like Courage the
Yeah.
Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that
Courage
kind of stuff.
in like a what was I gonna say? I was gonna say Peanuts.
Yeah.
Only because Ball Boy just looks like a really messed up Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
true.
Ball Boy is a little, he's got a body, but he's got a giant head, Charlie Brown style, but it is a light bulb.
Yeah, and the whole game is like glowing green.
Yeah, everything's glowing green.
Unless you die, then it's red.
Right. You see red, you're having a bad time.
Yeah.
You pizza when you should have French fried.
But then, like, the way he's shaped, like, the fact that he's a light bulb, like, he is a light bulb, and he can detach from his body, so that adds, like, the puzzle elements there, especially kind of, like, mid-game later on.
Yeah, you start becoming spiders and,
fish. And, yeah.
It's really cool. It was $9, and I think we sat down, we knocked it out in, like, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe.
Something like that.
2.5, yeah.
Oddly difficult at the end for some weird reason. But...
Remember when I said that night, I was like, man, that ending left a bad taste in my mouth,
Yes.
but when we come to record,
I'm
I'm going to be over it. All right, yeah.
Over it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't last with me. Like, the stuff of that game that lasted with me was the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm really, really... I mean, I love that we kind of fell into that organically the other night, just farting around, but... I wish we would have planned to record that because I didn't realize we'd be able to beat it that quickly.
Yeah.
It would have made for a good...
Well, we know now.
Yeah, but you can't recreate it.
No, not that, but just anything else in the future. It's
True. Just always be
Anything else
recording.
that's $8.99 Nintendo Switch that you're going to turn on that night.
That's true. That was when we all played together, but how about you guys? What did you play this week?
Crash,
Bandicoot.
Crash, and Crash.
Here he's back.
Yes, he is.
Uh-oh.
And with being back, I have one of these celebratory beers.
Bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had a very late Friday night, and it resulted in a 1:30 a.m. platinum trophy for Crash 3 Warped.
You piece of shit. Congratulations.
Whoa, look at that boy. Oh, we're good. Oh, look at that. Was perfect.
There you go. Yep.
Foamy. God.
Well, Hot Christmas.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It wasn't as frustrating as I thought it was going to be.
Uh-huh.
If anything, I feel like I'm really good at Crash 3 now, though, just because of the amount of times I've ran through levels for speedruns and stuff like that. But yeah, I can't be any happier with this product.
Any happier?
I really don't think. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the original ones in a long time, and I know there's that thing about the jump mechanics that some people are complaining about, but it's more like, oh, it's just different. And that doesn't bother me as someone who hasn't played them in years.
The vocal minority is always the loudest.
Yeah.
And I say, fuck them. They're the assholes that break into cars, you know?
I'm saying, like, the Crash Bandicoot subreddit has kind of been, like, my place. I've been living in Reddit here this last week. And, like, everyone acknowledges that, yes, the mechanics are a little bit different, but everyone, they're fine.
Right, yeah,
you just get used to it and you move on with life. Now, I will say this, though. Everyone keeps saying that Crash 1 has become the hardest game.
Ever?
It was hard before, but the new jumping mechanics make 1 harder. Now, from what I've heard, a lot of this is just people trying to break down the levels and comparing and contrasting, but the gist of it is the jump arc on Crash is a little bit different, and instead of having it the same way it was in the past, where 1's was a different arc, 2's was a different arc, and 3 kind of mixed the 2 arcs together. Across this game, the mechanic is the same, so they didn't change it. It's 1 jump in each. It's 1 uniform jump in each of these games.
That makes sense.
With that being said, it makes 1 and 2 a little bit more difficult because the jumps more mapped to Crash 3's from back in the day.
Got it.
So 1 and 2 are supposed to be a little bit harder than what they were originally, maybe. But I don't know. I've started playing Crash 1. Again, I got to a point and I kept dying a lot in a specific level, but I don't think it was just me making dumb mistakes. It wasn't me jumping and getting frustrated with that. But yeah, I did not think. I thought this would be more like a side game, and I would keep kind of playing Prey primarily. I didn't touch Prey at all this week.
Nothing but Crash.
I played 2 games of Rocket League and a game of baseball just to get back into that. But wow, a lot of hours in Crash.
A lot of 3, and then jumping into 1 after the platinum.
It was all 3.
Yeah.
Grinding in that platinum, and then, like I said, I got it at 1:30, and I was about to jump into 1. I was like, no, that's a bad idea. So, yeah, the last night I jumped into 1, played a few levels, and got to that part where I kept dying. I can't remember the name, but it's one of the infamous levels that I see floating around in the subreddit.
People are complaining about, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah,
What did you have to do to get the platinum? What are the requirements? What was the?
So it's pretty much clearing a game to it's 100. Was it 104%, 106%,
Something like that.
So the primary thing is going to be beating all the bosses, getting all the power crystals, the purple ones, getting all the clear gems, which are uniform across all the games. So I think there's like 46 or 42 of them and 30 levels that you have to get.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you usually get for clearing all the boxes or finding a hidden area or something.
Right.
All the color gems that unlock secret areas in the levels. And then relics. Now, the thing about relics is there's the regular relic, Sapphire, I think they call it. That's the first level relic. That will get you to unlock the secret levels, but for the platinum, you need the next level. And those are gold relics. Now, there's another level after that.
Not
called
required?
platinum.
Yeah.
You don't need the platinum ones.
Thank God.
And thank God, because of all 30 levels, I only have one platinum relic.
Oh my God. Is that a time-based thing or
it's time trials?
Okay.
So yeah. It's
so you get everything. You become supersonic, and then after that, where do you go?
But yeah, so you do all that. You pretty much clear the game the way it is, and then there's some other minor things. So like, there's a lot of fun with finding some secrets in the levels. Like I forget the name of the first desert area, but there's like a pyramid of like Cortex, and evidently if you shot his like eye in the first game or in the original game, you got extra life for it. So when he shot the eye here, you got the extra life and it popped the trophy.
Oh,
dying to certain enemies got you a trophy.
Oh,
it was like one of them was called like N warts and all, and it was when like the wizard and like the toad or the castle ones shot you and killed you or whatever.
Oh, okay. So
it was like silly stuff like that. There's some little secret ones and ones that like unless you read the trophy description or look up a guide, you're never gonna know. Like there's these.
Are there things that could happen by accident, organically, if you just play and play and play and play and play?
I don't know if this will happen organically. So there's an enemy that jumps in and out baskets. It's a monkey, and he throws rocks at you. After so many throws, he will stop.
Air quotes rocks.
Yeah.
Actually, it could be poo. I don't know. I've never really paid attention. But yeah, he jumps in these different baskets and throws stuff. But eventually, he'll just stop, and then you hit all the baskets, and then like he'll float away into heaven, and it pops a trophy. It's called the Moment of Zen. However, he throws this object about 25 times at you, and it will take 3 minutes. So I don't know in what world I would be hanging around for that monkey to stop throwing stuff. Because you would think that that's just a repetitive action.
And you can't kill him. You have to... Like,
you can kill him.
No, but I mean, like in your brain, you'd think, he's just going to do this forever. I'm gonna
just take him, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or hit the baskets and kill him that way.
You have to wait until he stops.
You have to wait until he stops. For the trophy, you have to wait until he stops, and then...
Oh, wow.
Take him out.
Because otherwise, if you just spin, he'll just go flying off into nothingness, right?
Yeah, well, like, he has a weird animation where he kind of, like, shrivels up because he has no baskets to hide into. But, like, essentially, it's him flying away.
Huh.
But, yeah. Really weird trophy there. So, I did have some help by guides, but...
PlayStationTrophies.org?
Yeah. I pretty much, though, did the relics. I found my own paths to get the gold relic, so I'm proud of that one.
Good. You get a platinum the other two?
We'll see.
Shit.
I want to definitely play through them both, just so I can say I beat them. But we'll see.
Are you still like?
I'm hungry though for this game. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Are you still?
I'm still like humming the tune in the back of my head, just sitting in my computer at work or whatever.
Yeah.
Just humming the tune in my head. I get home and like I want to turn on my PlayStation and play more Crash.
That's a good thing.
And that's one game platinumed. So we'll see.
Because I heard from our friend Susie, she got the game and did not. She was like, "Oh yeah," she's like, she had the effect that I worried I would have, of like, I love these games when I was a kid. Now they're shiny and new. Let me play it. Oh right, that's what these feel like. Okay, yeah, I remember it.
Well, she's the one that plays Kingdom Hearts every goddamn day, so you know.
Very true. You can't trust her opinion.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but that I don't know. That's how I felt I would be about it, and I feared you would hit that too. you would get through that point. And
I think I'm going to hit it eventually, but I'm shocked that after one platinum trophy, I'm still as hungry as I am for this game.
I am too, but also I think that if you've gotten this far and you didn't feel that feeling, the only thing you're going to feel now is just fatigue of playing the game.
Yeah.
I was worried, because, like, I don't know. That
I had it in the back of my... Like, as excited as I was for this game, yes, I realized it was not coming from Naughty Dog. It was on Activision's, one of their studios, Vicarious Visions. Did you have the run of the bulls in your house just now?
Those are Naughty Dogs.
I live below Spain. You don't know that? That's what happens.
But yeah,
well, like, you know that, like, emulator thing, right? The first time you try an emulator out and you get 30,000 games just dumped in front of you, you're just like, I can play all this stuff, and you start playing it, and you're like,
15 minutes in.
Right.
Yeah,
Fuck,
15 minutes.
Yeah, and I thought that would be the same thing, just with a more expensive price tag. And I'm happy to hear that it's not for you.
No, I mean, the game, I said this last week, the gameplay surprisingly holds up. Like, yes, it has its moments where it's like stiff and it feels weird, but it's still a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
And it's the Dark Souls of platformers, because I know you love hearing that.
So I heard for some hot memes.
It's tough. It's not.
Yeah.
At least not in 3. Like I said,
no, the Dark Souls of platformers is called Super Meat Boy.
Yes,
that's.
I would actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this game.
Enjoy your beer.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah.
Always do.
What are you playing this week?
Crash 1.
Mark.
I actually touched a bit of Crash yesterday.
What? Did you platinum it?
I don't know if you want to high five me.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh God. Here it comes.
Plays Coco. I see what happens.
No, like, Tana. No. No. So I have a different perspective on it. I didn't grow up with Crash.
Oh yeah.
I didn't, Nintendo boy. Most I played was like a demo at Toys R Us or some shit. So a couple of friends were playing it yesterday. We're just taking turns. I was like, whatever, I'll try it.
Which one were you playing?
First one. I don't know what level I was in. Some like tiki tribal looking area.
They all kind of blend together.
And you're like, but you're scaling upward, then you gotta go.
Oh, fuck that one. That level sucks anyway.
Is that towards the end of the first island?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's the one I'm stuck on, boys.
That one sucks.
Yeah, that's the one I'm stuck on right now.
So I was doing that, and even before that, I was doing just run. I was like running upward, boulder. Riding a boar and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I can see how like it is a solid game. It's playable. It's just it has a different learning curve to it than typical platformers that you're probably used to. Like,
yeah. The physics are totally.
Yeah, like I wasn't used to holding in X the whole time to extend my jump off of a bouncy box to do a flip onto another thing. Yeah. I'm used to timing the X at the same time as bouncing off of something to go higher.
It's tricky.
I'm also not used to going while I'm 2D going one way that I still have a 3-dimensional direction.
Right, so you'll fall forward or backward.
Yeah, like I'm not used to that either.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was throwing me off. I did get pretty far with some patience though, but then I couldn't commit with a jump or second guess myself, and I'd always die right near an edge or something.
Yeah, that always.
There was a lot of tension. So
that's I didn't mean to cut you off. That's the beauty of the time trial thing. Just because you got to go fast, so you don't second guess yourself, and you just kind of go. And usually the level plays to the time trial.
Yeah,
it's really bizarre.
I kind of picked up on like how to handle enemies and follow certain rhythms and when to like jump into the fire and stuff. But it's the whole fact of the aiming is just what was throwing me off. So again, being able to move back and forth on a platform when there's no real 3D aspect.
Yeah, right.
So like after that, I was like, I'm done. I don't need to go back and play. That's it for me.
I mean, like that shitty level though. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the games are fine. Like I don't hate the games at all. It's just that right now, I mean, I'm sure if I had the game at my house, I would definitely try it and play it again because it has that thing where it's like, it's tough, but it's that kind of tough that makes you want to beat it. So you can be like, I conquered you.
Yes.
Suck it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not feeling that right now. So I mean, it's fine. It's nothing against the game. I mean, obviously, it's just me with the learning curve, but like also not growing up with that.
You're not.
I don't have that nostalgic feeling with it. I don't have any of that attachment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do respect the game. No real complaints besides just how I'm used to playing stuff.
I'm excited to play it a little bit eventually.
But other than that,
did you play anything you liked?
Yeah.
Good.
Get ready.
This turns into lightning returns on a screen.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
No.
Ah,
Okay.
shit. I'm out.
It's gonna be opposite reaction probably. Heroes of the Storm.
God damn it.
MOBA!
Noba.
Okay, well,
Noba.
Before I get into it,
Noba.
are you done?
Noba. Noba.
What didn't you like about Dota 2?
All of it.
But like,
Oh, specifically the
Yes.
whole fucking thing.
was it because of just the way it's played, or is the fact of like the customization gets a little too
I think
intense?
it's because of the fact that it was what it was, and the whole thing sucked, and it was a bag of shit. No, I'm kidding. It's not that I didn't like it. It's not a game that I have the patience for.
Right.
The fact that matches take 75 minutes to complete.
Ooh. Okay.
60.
Okay, an hour is still
Okay.
fucking. It's a commitment. Like
Right.
that's my whole.
But
night.
you have to like buy equipment as you level up, right?
Yeah, there's a gold currency that you get at like it steadily
Yeah.
It steadily goes. as
Usually,
you
it's
play.
hard to pick like what's good for your character. I mean, usually they might have a recommendation of like what to go to.
I think
but,
at first, but I think if I spent more time with it, I'd understand. Like, okay, this is my character class. I'm gonna
Right.
play. These are the 7 things I'm gonna buy as
I'm getting there. I
Right,
still
and
use
that's-
guides, but as I've bought items,
and
I'm sort of learning.
and there's like a skill tree too. You can like
Yes.
level up, and you should
It's
know which
every
ones to level up depending how you're playing and who you're playing with and stuff.
yes.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's every 5th level you choose a tree.
So like it's a pretty deep, complex game within itself. Outside
Yeah,
of
that
the map.
hour-
That part I liked about it because it was like, oh, there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of balance to it that I could really fuck with. What I didn't like is just it's honestly like the gameplay itself, just overhead, isometric, move forward. I'm dead. Okay, like one playing with people who are far better than I am is not fun. 2,
Is it more like a sideways view of isometric or
It's like a diagonal kind of.
it's
it is diagonal.
weird. Yeah, and
It's like an
depends
RTS.
it depends on where you
Okay,
are on the
okay.
map too,
right?
like which angle you're kind of looking at.
Well, I guess that's where we have opposite opinions again. Because for me, with like League or Dota or stuff like that, I don't care about the equipment. I don't care about that kind of thing. I just want a character that has decent abilities and just go in and fight.
Yeah.
Like I like a more simplistic approach,
I appreciate that too. Yeah.
and that's what Heroes of the Storm is.
All right.
All right.
But you can play as give me one character I can play as that I like.
Diablo, Demon
Right.
Hunter.
Fair.
It's everybody from all their games combined into one. So like you have World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo.
Pangoro.
That's one of them.
See.
But like it's all combined. And right now I'm playing as Raynor, one of the
Who's Raynor?
Space Marines from StarCraft.
Oh.
And so he's like a support assassin type, like a ranged assassin. So it's like I'm just all about like just distance shooting people. Like I'm still like very new to the game. I didn't play that much, but I liked I didn't have to worry about that type of equipment thing because I wouldn't know what was good. I did use a website to know like what, because every time you level up, you get 4 skills to choose from that you want to upgrade in for that level. And apparently there's like a certain tree that's recommended for like, it doesn't tell you what's recommended, but there's a website that will show you like, hey, if you want to use this character, this is how you should play them, and blah blah blah. So I was kind of following that, and it seemed like it was working. And then within the maps, depending where you're playing, which is appropriate to whatever game it's coming from, like a Diablo themed map or a World of Warcraft themed map or a StarCraft one.
Oh, so there's different maps, or is it
Yeah.
just like different paints?
No, these are different maps, and within these maps, there are little side quests you can do to give yourself an advantage. So if it's a StarCraft map, you have to you can claim these little nukes that you can drop on towers or anyone, and other than that, you can also summon the Zerg to come and take a wave, and the
That's
team has to
cool.
deal with that. If you're in a World of Warcraft type area, you can, or Diablo, it's Diablo, I think. You go underground of the level, fight this boss or whatever, and you can use that boss to help like go across the map and he'll start wrecking stuff. Or there's another mission where you can like get these tombs or whatever, and you will, or I forgot, no, that's not what they're called. I think they're called tributes or something. But anyway, you get 3 of them and you curse your other team. So all your minions are like, all their minions are at 1 health. Everything's like weakened, and it's for like a minute or 2, and then it goes away. But then like, so yeah,
but it's a way to push your lane though.
Yeah, people are competing for areas to take over, so they can get these little advantages within them. So that's a nice little twist to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I didn't think I was going to like this game getting into it.
Oh, fuck.
So like, cause like, I mean, I tried Dota, I tried League and all that, and I like them. I mean, they're fine for what they are. Like, they're fine games, but like, there was just a level of complexity where I'm just like, why?
Why does it have to be this way?
Like, why can't I just have a character and just like that character and just use him for what he is and not for the stuff that I equip him with? It makes it seem like it's more about the equipment and not the character. That's how I feel about fighting games. I get too attached to characters.
Yeah.
So this kind of played that part for me. So I ended up liking it, and it's free. So
that's cool.
Now
they didn't lose too much.
They're free. Is it? How is it free? Is it like only certain heroes you can select?
Right. Like so. Like if you're doing a free thing that has the rotation of certain heroes,
like
you can play as.
League has that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, of course you can buy stuff too, and they have the loot boxes as well.
Yeah.
Is it a good little cinematic to open a loot box, or should you do it? Yeah.
You don't. I mean, you don't have to like hold it in to like.
No, I'm saying
it,
like, is it a good like animation though?
Satisfying.
Oh, I mean, I think so. Yeah, especially the noises were similar to Overwatch. Oh, let me tell you something. This soundtrack is awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like using the word awesome too much, but
that's correct. You don't.
The intro cinematic to this game, like it was screaming doom.
Well, Blizzard always has beautiful
like
CG.
Because it had that Space Marine I was playing as going up against Diablo, and you hear this metal ass music going on in the background. I was like, wow. And then like even the soundtrack for just in the lobby waiting during the matches, like I was surprised. The music it stood out to me. It was pretty good.
Are there any Overwatch characters in there?
Not many, but yeah.
That was a big thing. A couple months ago, I think, when they came.
They added people.
Didn't it come with like the big update? It was like last month, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Right now, there's some like summer event going on, so you can get like beach themed stuff, or like that's another thing to travel around the map. You can have mounts to get there a little faster.
All right.
And there's like funny ones too, but you can have like a horse or like some type of lizard or a surfboard or clouds or wolves or robot wolves, whatever. But yeah, that's a thing you can switch in between as well. So that's a little different.
That's nice. I think I do want to hop into this at some point, just because
there's a lot of customization when it comes to like making your character, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what color you want? What costume do you want? What kind of mount? What kind of sprays?
Do you get those for free, or are they?
These are all with like the loots when you level them up. You can purchase some too.
Yeah.
But either with in-game currency or you can use real money. I guess I haven't tried, but
there was one MOBA because as you're talking about it, I'm like, maybe is there a MOBA for me? Because both of you assholes are playing MOBAs. Is there one for me? And I was like, there is one. Why don't I hear people talk about it anymore? And I learned now because it got shut the fuck down 6 months after it came out. Remember Infinite Crisis?
Yes.
The DC Comics MOBA. Because I remember they announced it. And when they announced it, I was like, ooh, yay. And then they were like, Windows only. And I was like, ooh. And now I'm like, well, I could do that. I got boot camp. I can make that happen. And then, nope.
But yeah, like, I think there's a fair amount of love for each franchise Blizzard's done in this game.
So, I don't know that I have that much attachment to any of them. I'm not saying like that.
Right. But I mean, like, I feel like if you're somewhat curious and don't want to play the game, just like check out the roster. Or like on their website or something.
I can do that.
Just see like what's appealing.
That might. You know who I need to make a MOBA?
There is
Nintendo.
Yo, make a fucking Nintendo MOBA.
I was gonna say there's a Space Marine character. I forget their name, but
Samus.
There is a skin that the colors are very similar to Samus.
Mm-hmm. That's how you get me. You do a fucking Metroid Star Fox crossover MOBA. What are you doing? What are you pointing at me for?
Idea.
Go on.
You at E3 were just talking about a fucking purpose for those amiibo.
Oh, MOBA. coming. They've planned it all along.
If that gameplay was solid, that
And you
that
can
could be it.
Scan in an amiibo to unlock your character.
Mm-hmm.
That could be it.
Kimishima, friend, you listening? Listen good. Yeah, I could be okay with that.
Oh, and the matches are like 20 minutes, if that.
I was about to ask, what's the length?
It's
Alright.
pretty short.
What if that's
matches.
the next thing Sakurai wants to do? What if he's like, yo, I'm done with Smash Bros.
I'll try it.
Let's make Super Smash
Why not?
Bros.
I was gonna say Super MOBA Smash.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
That's
probably not as hardcore as the other MOBAs out there, but I think that's fine. Like I'm okay with that.
Did you get yelled at any time for being bad?
I did not play against other people. I've been
there
doing
it is,
AI
okay.
Very smart. Very smart.
because I'm only like level 4.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's my thing. Dota.
I'm still trying to figure out
People
I'm still trying to figure out a character that I really like. I don't know if because originally I was some dwarf and that was all about up close like
Right.
attack. So I'm trying to figure out like if I like support or range or whatever. But
Do
yeah.
they have like the terms like carry and nuker, or is that like a Dota exclusive kind of
I think
thing?
that might be a Dota exclusive because what I saw was like, just have support, assault,
Okay.
whatever.
They're probably like the same thing as just synonyms, they're
Yeah. But I guess with the creativity of the levels, like I know what kind of world each one is set in. You have your sci-fi setting, you have your fantasy setting, you have your gothic setting. Like it's not a mix like how League has it or something where
I
it's
say-
like, what the fuck? Where am I? What is this?
Yeah.
It's
So-
just it's a jungle. You're in the
Yeah,
jungle and
so
you're jungling.
it kind of has like a Sega All-Stars charm to it.
That's cool.
So I think that's what I really like about it. It shows that they kind of care. And whatever franchise they make next, because it seems like Blizzard is all about like, they seem to have the money in the right fields. You got your MMO, you got your dungeon crawler, you got your card game, you got your
Stop. Don't fucking
Stealing the
encourage
cards.
him.
you got your competitive first person shooter.
You know what's fucked up? If they
Like-
made a Diablo card game, I'd probably be on it. Just because I like that setting better than fantasy bullshit.
It's funny because Nick, he said the only MOBA he would play is Heroes of the Storm. I was like, oh, well, I can do that. And we were talking about, because he was just like, oh, I just don't, the Dota lore is weird. I know Warcraft lore, so I'll do that. Like, that's weird. I never played World of Warcraft, but I know the lore. And he was like, how? And I was like, Hearthstone.
You gonna stick with it?
I think so.
Are you still on Dota? I know this week not, but
Yeah, no, I am excited
I've always liked the idea
for a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, like I've liked the idea of like MOBAs or like the more like real time combat esque, like but like cooperative, and this seems a little refreshing to me
yeah.
compared to what I've been experienced to. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's simple.
the different maps itself is like a breath of fresh air because
Yeah, and having like the subquests, like I usually don't care about that stuff or like jungling or whatever, but like this actually, I don't know, I kind of like it all. Like there's not really much I don't like about it besides me just sucking, I guess.
I mean that's going to be any MOBA
Yeah.
to play.
True.
I'm still not great at Dota, but at least I know terms, and when I watch it on Twitch now, at least I know what the hell's going on. That's why I'm excited for an international in a couple weeks. That's what I was talking about before.
Noba.
I might not be able to do the podcast. The
Fuck you.
finals might be going on.
Fuck you, Noba.
I'll probably be playing this until like Splatoon comes out or something. But and then when I'm not playing Splatoon, I'll probably like switch in between. But Splatoon will definitely take
I
the
cannot
wheel.
fucking wait for Splatoon.
I can't wait.
Squad up.
I talked about Mighty Gunvolt Burst last week, right? A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit. So at that point, I kind of played it. I knew you could customize your weapons, but still wasn't there. Now I'm there. So I beat the game as Gunvolt. That game, it really doesn't become a game until you can really power up your weapon. When your weapon sucks, that game sucks. When you can really start to customize your weapons and make them more fun to use, that's where that game really opens up.
But they need you to keep replaying to get to that point.
Yes, which is good because, there's a thing where, like, I think we can easily complain about forced replayability, where it seems like they're doing it just for the sake of it.
Yeah,
There's something
I guess
where
it depends on the game too, because this seems more arcadey and it seems fitting to do it.
But I think also with today, I think the way, and maybe not today, maybe it's just me, but I think that a lot of times I'm conditioned to feel like, okay, I got to get through this and to the next thing as quickly as possible, and it's very like disposable in that way, which is sad that we've become that kind of culture. But it's hard to, like, when I get through something, I'm like, okay, I want to be done. I want to be done and whatever. There are certain things I'll go back to, but they're far and few between. This felt like one of those where I was like, I need to just play it and move on and play it and move on. It's just another one. It's this week's thing I'm doing. But much like Nier Automata, where it kind of taught me to appreciate replayability. This, the further I played it, the more I'm like, no, it's good that I'm replaying it because I'm becoming more intimate with the levels and I kind of know my way around a little more. And it's kind of funny that this game, I really got into it. I got into it while SGDQ was happening. Summer Games Done Quick, for those of you who aren't familiar with the fantastic acronym I just made there. But the SGDQ, so everyone speed runs everything, and they have this intense intimacy and familiarity with the games they play. So watching a lot of that kind of pushed me to be like, no, I need to really sink my teeth into this game and really understand what's happening. So as I'm running through each level, I'm like really studying the patterns, and you get to a point where you're so familiar with the level that you're like, okay, I'm gonna jump here, I jump, and then I kill that guy, move this, and you're just kind of carving through the levels. Obviously not as good as those folks, but you still feel a little more confident. Then you unlock the ability to double jump, and that unlocks so much more. Then that becomes a triple jump, and then a quadruple. It really builds itself, and you feel really, really powerful and really, really good. And I mentioned it last week, but I feel like I didn't do a great job of explaining it. This is Mega Man. Like, it's just Mega Man.
Dark Souls of Mega Man game.
Exactly.
Good night.
But it is Mega Man, and what we learned is each stage, this is basically Mighty Number 9, but good.
Yeah.
So, and again, I said this the other night, I'm going to play Mighty Number 9. I'm going to do it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said something about Undertale.
What's that?
That, like, I should play it.
All right.
Yeah, because here's my thing is...
I mean, I know I gave it a lot of shit, but...
Well, then what game am I gonna play then?
But it was more...
Fuck you. No.
Lightning Returns.
There's not a chance in hell I play that goddamn game.
Lightning Returns. My point is that there's so many games so frequently, like Lightning Returns, and Mighty Number 9, where they come out and you hear the masses just screaming about how terrible they are, and we never go through and play it. Well, you just did Mass Effect, right? Everybody else walked away from Mass Effect and said, fuck this game. You went all the way to the end. You said, I got this.
Even the developers were like, fuck this game.
Right. They stopped. They stopped halfway through.
You're not getting a trilogy. So
No. But I think, like, to that, like, we so frequently get, especially, like, this is terrible because we do a podcast about video games, but being so tuned into this shit is bad. It's not a good thing because we have so much time invested into the culture behind it, and so much more time goes into observing and studying what this stuff is rather than just playing the fucking things themselves. And I think when we were kids,
I think that's why I just play a lot of obscure dumb shit.
Yeah, and that's really good because like when we were kids, you didn't have the luxury of being able to reach in your pocket and pull out thousands of opinions about one thing in a matter of a second. When you were a kid, you got dumped something, or you got something because you saw it and it looked cool, and it was given to you, or you chose it, and then you were with that for better or worse, whether it was good or bad. And usually when it was bad, you didn't think it was a bad game. You thought that you sucked. Now, instead of us saying that we suck, we say the game's a piece of shit and we walk away. And sometimes, in reality, the game is a piece of shit and we should walk away. But I find that so often something happens, an earlier review copy happens, somebody plays the game, somebody says the game sucks, that hits, and then over.
Yeah, I think people take reviews or opinions a little too close to heart. I think they just need to take it as like, hey, this is just a broad like idea of what to expect maybe, but I wouldn't take it word for word because that's just that one person's opinion from their point of view. But
I think so frequently that happens. Like, we're going to see it. So future Game of the Year winner, Nier Automata. Stop shaking your head. I believe it was IGN who played the game and gave it like a a middling score. I don't remember exactly, so forgive me if I should look it up because I feel like an asshole.
You keep talking.
All right, I keep talking. You look it up. I'm not going to say what I would think it is. You tell me exactly what it was. I want to say somewhere in the 7s-ish. But I believe the review.
But that's fine, you know.
And I might be paraphrasing from, and this is the problem with the whole thing too, right? It all gets so circled. But I believe that in the review, it was kind of like, maybe it wasn't them. I don't know. Along the way, it was like, hey, this game got a what?
You're not thinking of the right site because they gave it an 8.9.
All right, never mind. Something else. Sorry, IGN. I love you.
Was this like a Metacritic thing?
No, it was a site that gave it like a 7 or a 6 or something like that. And it turned out like the reviewer only played the first ending of that game. And if you review it just on that, like, again, I think I mentioned last week, I'm having a really hard time reviewing that game just because it is so weird. And it might just be weird only to me and to nobody else. And it might only ever affect me and nobody else. But that's what makes that game so special, is kind of playing it and experiencing it. And it's the kind of story that you can't really get by watching it. You can't get at all by playing through just the first ending. And I think that game, now I'm going to a whole diatribe of this. But that game in particular, it has 26 endings. But really it has 5 endings. And really it only has 1 ending, which is ending E. But you can't get to ending E until you go through A, B, C, D. Right? And I think we see something as start and finish. And the fact that, like, the idea of multiple endings, you think of that as, okay, well, it has multiple endings. I'm going to get the one I get and walk away. Because we're used to things, these episodic things, or we're used to whatever. And Nier is not that. Like, in order to experience Nier, you need to get A through E. Really do. That's the game. It's like playing Symphony of the Night without turning yourself upside down. You do that, you're going to walk away and like, that's fucking it? Like, and you're going to review it poorly, right? And I think that's what there's a major site that reviewed it, I think.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring this up because there's a video I just saw recently by Video Game Donkey or whatever, was kind of talking about the same thing. Yeah. Where it's just like, I think it was just calling out on a lot of things where it's like, we take these reviews either like so seriously or whatever, but like, and then people can seem so contrarian because you have a site that has like multitudes of people reviewing these games. You don't know who's actually reviewing it if you don't take the time to see who's doing it. And then if there's a video where they're all talking about the game and all of a sudden they say something completely different from what the review is, you're like, well, what the hell? Which one is it? Yeah. And you don't know who to trust because what he was saying is that you need that engagement with your audience. You need to have that connectivity of like who you are and where you're coming from. Yeah, this is why you're saying this game is this, as to whatever.
That's that thing with like, IGN has probably, I think they use IGN as their example in that video. It's like they have 30 different people reviewing, and I think it's even more than that when they brought in the freelancers.
And then in the comments for one of the games, it was like, oh, I only played like the first like 2 levels or like half hour of the game or something. Yeah. It's like, what?
And reviews are tough, right? Like, how long do you have to play Tetris to realize that it's Tetris and it's good? Like, can you do it in 5 levels? Do you have to play 80 hours of it? Like, what's the number for that? Yeah. So it's hard to kind of put a thing on that, but like reviews have changed so much because reviews, God, I mean, a while ago it used to be like the magazine days. It was that kind of like, should you buy, should you not buy? Here's where we are as a publication. And then with the internet kind of reigning in, it definitely became that where the writing part of it mattered so little, and everyone would go to the site and they'd filter by top score and they'd see what are the best games on PS3 right or PS2 or whatever, so I can know which one to buy when I go to Target. And that's the same thing too. For the last while, reviews, the Monday before the game comes out, the review hits all the sites. You look at the thing and you look at Metacritic and you say, okay, cool, it's getting 90s. I should go buy this tomorrow. I got to pre-order it. Now we're getting to this point where like you saw Bethesda last year, or was it Bethesda or ZeniMax? But Bethesda stopped sending out early review copies to kind of help with their pre-orders, or however whatever. But that whole thing, and like reviews matter so little now because prior to the game coming out, the developers are doing tweets and live streams and all this shit. By the time the game does come, like, I don't know, it's already out there and you kind of already know. And then to that point too, like, we're not really following things for news. And we get all of our news just in little 140 characters at a time. And then all of the things that we follow, we're following it because we want to be entertained by these people, not because And not, again, like, you used to go to something like IGN, look at reviews and go, okay, IGN gave it a 7.9. It's fine, right? Or it's a whatever. Now we're to the point where it's like, okay, well, that guy on IGN gave it a 7.9. Yeah. I trust that guy. It's like when you listen to this, you know that, like, if Matt says the new MLB game sucks, then which, yeah, he wouldn't say, because it's always good from San Diego Studios. But if Matt were to come out and say, hey, this one's not great, then you would be able to trust that, because Matt, if I said it, it'd be like, Joe doesn't know what the fuck
because he's like a connoisseur in that field. Like,
he gets it.
Like, you want somebody who has that appreciation.
Right. My point to this whole thing is, I think that very quickly and very easily we can have someone who has a bad opinion on something poison the water. And everybody else starts drinking the same water, and we're all fucking poisoned. Mighty Number 9 is probably a piece of shit. However, we don't know till we actually sit down and play the piece of shit. Now I kind of regret not buying it on clearance at Target for $10. But
so wait another month, it'll be on clearance again.
They're all gone.
Why are they there?
It was a physical copy anyway. Why would you want it?
Because it was $10.
It's probably cheaper digitally anyway.
Mighty Gunvolt Burst, to get back to the point at hand here. Mighty Gunvolt Burst is essentially Mighty Number 9, but demade. So think about how Azure Striker Gunvolt came with Mighty Gunvolt, and Mighty Gunvolt was the demake of Azure Striker Gunvolt. Mighty Gunvolt Burst seems like a demake of Mighty Number 9, the one that we kind of wished we had, where we saw those like weird 2.5D action, those 3D sprites in the 2D plane, and we were like, oh, can't you just do sprite work? Well, they did it, and here you go, sprite work. And you can choose between playable Beck or playable Gunvolt. You go through each stage, which is it's fucking Mega Man, and you get to the end, you fight the bosses from Mighty Number 9 each stage. The story in this game is that you're in this VR simulation of the Mighty Number 9 game, so to speak, because I think it's Dr.
Wiley?
It's not Dr.
Not
Wiley.
dark.
It's something like, I want to say it's Dr. Light again. They might have done, I don't know, I don't remember now. Dr. White, I think is what they call him. Maybe. I don't remember. The guy who made Beck.
Yeah.
Wanted to test
Geppetto.
something, so whatever. That's why you're in there. But you play through it, and it's really good. Like, it's got a lot of replayability, because you're kind of forced to, which again, like at first I was like, I don't feel like I beat it, I want to move on. But playing through it again, you get really, really familiar with these levels. Your weapons get stronger. And once you once that switch flipped for me, no pun intended, I really got the hook of this game, and I really, really enjoyed my time with it. Inti Creates, they're not like one of those like super celebrated developers that everyone's like, fuck yeah, an Inti Creates game, but they fucking should be, because everything I've touched that they've made has just been really,
I never really
good.
had a like sour feeling whenever I hear that name or anything.
No,
I'm just like,
neither have
alright,
I, but like I feel like people should celebrate their games more, because they're always really, really well polished. They always feel good. The stories are always fun. They're lighthearted but heavy, if you want them to be, in that kind of way, in like that cheesy anime kind of way. I don't know. It's really good, and it's $10 on Switch. Like, you can't spend a better $10 right now. I guess you could. Shouldn't speak in absolutes, but it's a good $10 to spend. I sunk, according to my Switch, over 5 hours with it. But I can see myself doing a lot more, because I do now. I want to play through with Beck. I want to see what that feels like. That way, when I go back to Mighty Number 9, I can find out what's truly.
You let us know how that goes.
You're not going to play it with me?
Mighty Number 9?
Yeah.
No, I was never interested in the game when it looked good.
All right. Were you ever a Mega Man boy?
No.
Me neither. I didn't play Mega Man until I was like 19.
I was interested, but I never played. I never played a Mega Man.
Mega Man
game
X
still.
games.
1, 2,
I smell a
3,
video
4,
series.
5. Never. No, none of them.
What should he start with? Should he start with X or the OG?
I don't
Is there a Mega
know.
Man game on a SNES Classic?
Mega Man
Yeah,
X.
X.
I guess that'll be the first one.
That's a good one. I like the X series
Plus.
more than the classic Mega Man. I've never really cared for classic Mega Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed bland, for lack of a better term. Like,
Did you start with X and then have to go back? I can totally see that.
Yeah, I guess I did. But I guess X was like my first exposure to a Mega Man game.
That's it. Yeah.
But even then, now with a more comprehensive mind and being grown up, I had the Legacy collection on my PS4, and or is that what it's called? Legacy?
Yeah.
The newer one, whatever. Yeah, because I wanted to support them, and I was playing it. I'm like, yeah, I get there's like, I guess it's my same deal with Crash, basically.
Yeah.
I just it's a weird type of learning curve that I just don't care to learn, and there's no real like.
Jump first, shoot later.
It's just the style's not appealing to me.
Yeah. I want to go back and play X. I never finished X, but cool. Well, I think it's time for a break. I didn't play much else than that. You guys play anything else, or?
Not really.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump into Blaster Master Zero next though, because Indie Creates. They just added Shantae as a playable character,
and Shovel Knight.
And Shovel Knight's coming in August.
Right.
Yeah. Loving my Switch.
I might have to restart my Blaster Master because I forget where I'm at.
Oh yeah. I played the demo for that though, and I'm like, yep, this is gonna be good. Cool. We'll take a little bit of a break rather. When we come back, a little bit of show and tell, a little bit of Splatoon 2, and other fun things. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Free Cheese 205. Hey, normally show and tell is where we find things and bring them back here to tell about them. But this week, a little bit different. It's going to be more like a traditional news segment because there's a lot of cool shit that happened. Still do show and tell, but show and tell number 1, Castlevania on Netflix.
Boy,
oh boy. Yeah. When they said it was gonna be what it was, I was like, I guess, I don't know, whatever. I also haven't had much faith in Castlevania in the last decade.
That's understandable.
But this was very, 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 very good.
It's one of the best game adaptations I've seen done. Like in another format, TV show, series, movie, whatever. It's technically a movie, just broken up into episodes.
Right.
Because or else you would have seen the intro 4 times.
No. You can.
You can?
Yes.
Did
Netflix
skip
auto
it?
skips.
Netflix, yeah.
Tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
Never mind. But it still kind of is.
It is essentially because it's 4 episodes. It's a linear timeline, and those episodes are about 23 minutes each. There's no reason not to watch it in one sitting. So it is basically like a 80-minute movie.
It'll probably be a DVD of some kind.
Who buys DVDs?
I do.
No,
I mean, well, Blu-ray, whatever.
No, you're right though.
HD DVD though.
Yeah.
HD DVD.
Good luck.
Really good. So it's based. If you haven't heard that Castlevania was going to be a Netflix series, you may have discovered it by now. But if not, it's based on Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse for the NES, where Trevor Belmont, Simon Belmont's ancestor, is the protagonist, trying to stop the world's evils brought forth by Dracula and his Draculan army.
I don't think he wanted to at first.
No, he didn't give a fuck.
But yeah, it's usually when people think of like a hero, they kind of they might see like, oh well, they might be like this or this. It's like it's not what you expect.
Yeah, he's a very reluctant hero. Yeah. But I don't know, the show's good. It's got this like subtle sense of humor that's injected throughout. Yeah,
like the one part, like they take like little things that you probably wouldn't expect a character to care about. Yeah. So like he had to get into his town. Bringing it through the town, he had to take the sewers or like the sewage way, and he's like complaining how bad it fucking smells. Like he has to like walk over all this shit that people throw down there. Right, but it's like you don't expect that.
Yeah, it didn't need to be in there.
No, it didn't. But I like those little comments.
Yeah, it was just little tiny things. It's just world building, character building. It was really smart. It was fun seeing that universe depicted in a different way. Yeah, and it really makes me want them to, and they did. They got renewed for second season, which is going to be 8 episodes, thank God. But I want to see them just kind of, if Konami's not going to make video games, which I hope they fucking will, after their.
I hope this will shed light on that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Like, hey, people care. Just
Yeah. People don't forget.
Too busy develop and survive.
Yeah, putting all the dollars into that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be nice if they.
Very brutal, very graphic.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah, really good though. It's funny. The first time I did sit down and watch it, I couldn't finish it all. I just said you should finish it all, but I couldn't. So I missed the very last 15 minutes. That's all I had left. And then I talked to our friend Dash, and he was like, "Finish it." I was like, "I've got 15 minutes left." He's like, "That's literally it's the best part. Is the final 15 minutes. How the fuck?" And then I sat down and I watched it, and I was like, I'm really excited to go rewatch it, which I don't say ever about any TV series, except for like those like, I've always got South Park on in the background or something.
I was saying, like, usually it's just noise.
Yeah.
But this is something that you just want to like focus on again and just appreciate it.
And I didn't mention it in Now Playing, but I did jump back in, play a little bit of Castlevania 3. But I was in the middle of a random save on my 3DS. I need to just start fresh on that one. Very good, yeah. And kind of like the Castlevania love's been alive this week, because we started the week with a hot world record during Summer Games Done Quick of Symphony of the Night, which I need to go back and rewatch again, because that was stupid. Like,
I watched it twice already.
It's dumb, some of the shit that he does. It's the shield rod, by the way, that I think was giving him that weird, cool spell. Right?
I know you had it. I don't know if that was. I think it was that in combination with something else he was saying. That did, because it was like a DPS thing. Like, I think the spell comes from the shield rod, but it's a weird DPS thing that the shield rod and something else make.
I know the shield rod is really, really powerful if you have the right shields to combine with it. So maybe it's a shield that he had. I don't know, but it's a really impressive run. I mentioned it before the break when we were talking a little bit about Now Playing, but Summer Games Done Quick, it happens once a year. There's also Awesome Games Done Quick, which happens in January in the winter. It's a week-long speedrun event where the best speedrunners in the world who try and beat games as quickly as possible through sometimes any means necessary. They do all this stuff literally non-stop for 1 week. It starts like Saturday morning and doesn't stop until the following Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning.
What was the time for Symphony?
33 minutes?
Something like that.
Huh.
And they play through all this stuff, and then along the way, it's a drive to raise money for stuff. So this year was for
Doctors Without Borders,
which I don't know what that is, but that's a cancer thing.
No, it's so doctors that are, I guess, in America, they can travel cross country to other countries and help people there without needing.
It's like setting up like hospitals, like in impoverished areas, and
got it.
That kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah. So how much did they end up raising? It was over $1 million.
1.7. Right?
Yeah, almost $2 million. Really rad. And then as a donator, obviously you're giving to a great cause, but along the way there's little dumb tiers you can get. Like, you might be entered to win a Nintendo Switch, or you might be able to name the character in the game
Earthbound.
that someone. Yeah, right. Like, that was one of the closing ones. Like, you get to name the main character in Earthbound for the person who speedruns Earthbound.
Usually one of the most famous ones is the kill the animals or save the animals in the Super Metroid.
Right. And it's the fun thing about that is the game gives you the chance to save the animals, and it doesn't take that much longer to save the animals.
But if you kill them, you get a faster time.
You do get a faster time if you kill the animals, so that's the famous Games Done Quick thing. It is over now, so you can't watch the live stream, but you can view all of the archive. If you go to gamesdonequick.com, you can see the VODs export. It should be right in their top menu bars, or just go to YouTube.
There is an 8-hour Final Fantasy VII speed run for those that want to marathon something.
Yeah, that one's always a fun one.
I actually heard it was very entertaining, like the people on the couch, because usually it's the runner, and then there's usually some people that are like friends or also run the game that kind of give insight as like the runner is focusing on the game. Although they comment, but usually the person on the couch is more responsible for commentating. And they were saying that the couch was really good between the runner and the two people that were with them. So you were thoroughly entertained throughout the 8 hours.
Because a lot of times the person playing is so focused on...
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what they're doing, too, they might be really trying to break something, or it's sometimes the stuff they're doing, it doesn't look like much when you're kind of watching it, but they have to get it down to the precise frame of action in order to pull off some of this stuff. So they're very, very tuned into whatever they're doing. And the people on the couch will, like Matt said, provide that insight of just like I watched the Sonic Generations speed run, which was very, very entertaining. And in there it was like what's the second zone in Sonic 2? Chemical Plant Zone.
Yeah.
In Chemical Plant Zone, in the 3D, in the modern Sonic part, he has to do a specific jump, leave the boundaries of the level, float through the, like, an artifact that shouldn't be there, because it's, like, way down in the bottom, not loaded yet, because you're supposed to gradually get there, and the way the game populates the world happens as you run toward it. He has to break it and then in a specific frame trigger something and do Sonic's homing attack, and it just propels him to the very end of the game without ever actually being there. It's stupid, but along the way, as he's very intently doing it, and then the guys on the couch are just like, okay, so what he's doing here is this, and they're explaining it for him. So
Yeah, there's a real intense one I was watching, I think last year. It was for Battletoads.
yeah,
That was for them to explain all the little like glitches and mishaps that you need to do to like get through. Oh my god. A lot of calculation.
it's really, really nuts. But those are really fun if you're bored. I mean, like, the cool thing is some of them, depending on the game, you don't need much time to watch it. It's like, spend 20 minutes and you can see someone beat a whole game.
Tony Hawk 3. I mean, that wasn't this year, but that was like
ridiculous.
2014, 8 minutes. All the goals.
That was so dumb. 8 minutes for 100%ing Tony Hawk 3.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. And then we saw him just beat it any percent in like 3 minutes.
That was his own like Twitch thing, but
yeah, super fun. I love that. I like every year I get more and more into that, like watching that. Like,
so 2 things. One, I just want to say I like when the developers get involved. So I think one year, I want to say it was Super Meat Boy. The developer, the main guy who was in the documentary, like he was on the couch watching this guy not break the game, but just make this game look as easy as possible. And, you're just kind of sitting there doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then this year, I think I woke up like 15 minutes after Final Fantasy VII went off, and Super Hot was the next game. So that's 30 minutes. So I was watching that, and within the first 5 minutes, there was 2 separate donations by the developers that kind of added up to like $150.
oh, nice.
And they were saying these comments like, it's something to see someone break our game, but go do it.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool to see them. But then 2, the next game's done quick. Someone is off their 1-year ban.
Bonesaw.
Favorite speedrunner. I don't know, speedrunner's a name. Favorite runner.
Runner, yeah.
They're going to be off their ban?
Bonesaw's off his 1-year ban.
Wow.
Oh my
You're
god.
unfamiliar with what Matt's talking about. There was that AGDQ or was that last year's summer?
I think it was SDQ. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so last summer, Bonesaw is the name of the speedrunner's name, and he was doing Jack and Daxter.
The Precursor
And
Legacy.
It was the middle of the night when they're recording, because this does run all the time, which, whatever, right? But middle of the night, he's running Jack and Daxter, and somehow they go on a tangent about Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson, someone met, and then that's it. That's all they had to do, and then it was just an hour of them. Like, eventually I got to the point they were saying wow so much and mocking Owen Wilson and saying all this bullshit about Owen Wilson that they were like asked by the people running the event, like, can you please stop talking about Owen Wilson? You cannot mention him anymore. And then by the end of it, like, he was laughing so hard and getting fucked up just by laughing and not paying attention. He kept dying and fucking up his run.
It was still an impressive run.
Still an impressive run, but he wasn't like perfecting it the way he should. And he got to the end, and then he had a 1-year ban where he was not able to come back and do
I think it was
thing.
more because there was one point where he comments and he just totally trashes the event. And like he meant it in a playful way, but it did not
It
come
came
across.
out it came out very wrong. Not great.
But that's not the only run though he's done where it's like been entertaining. You're laughing throughout. He's done other games in the past, and they're like he's got that charisma to him that it lends for a good commentary and a good enjoyment watching him play.
Go seek that out. Even the best of if that was.
You're probably, just to save yourself an extra 30 minutes, just go to the best
watch
of.
The best of, yeah.
Because everything's in context there, trust me.
But even like the other day, I went to go look up some of the SGDQ stuff that had already like hit YouTube. And when I just searched YouTube for SGDQ, the first thing it popped down with was SGDQ Jack and Daxter. Like it's...
Wow.
That
was unintentional.
Oh, man. Wow. That one's fun. Also along the week, Platinum Games opened up a Japanese Twitter account, tweeted picture of Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2. Picture's kind of split into two halves. So horizontal picture, split right down the middle, going horizontally from left to right. On the top half, you got Bayo 1. Bottom half, you got Bayo 2. And in the background of the top, you got red. The bottom, you got blue color. And I believe the color scheme of her guns in Bayo 1 was red, and the color scheme in 2 was blue. So it might have just been a whatever. Also, red and blue are just colors. However, somebody said, hey, does that mean Switch? And then they retweeted it, which...
That someone was Joe.
Yeah, it was me. But they retweeted it, which kind of incited all sorts of speculation and people assuming that they're confirming Bayonetta both coming to Switch.
I don't see why not. They're on the Wii U.
It seems logical. I assumed that because they just added Bayo 1 to Steam, that meant that they were going to bring Bayo 2 to Steam, which I think they still might will. But then, even further from that, later in the week, they tweeted a picture of characters from Wonderful 101 sitting in like a little room playing what looked like Wonderful 101. It's blurred out on a TV, and they're holding Switch controllers, holding Joy-Cons that are customized to look like they're Famicom themed, which was fucking dope looking.
In Wonderful 101, the main game.
Yes.
Wonder Red's jacket on the back. Didn't it say 100?
Yeah. So this, I read, someone pointed out that on the back of the jacket it said 100 because they were only 100. Yeah. The whole idea of the 101 was part of that game. This picture showed 101 on the back of the jacket.
Yeah. But it wasn't Wonder Red. It was like
some green guy.
Yeah.
But it said 101, so maybe it means they're teasing a sequel coming to Switch.
Maybe.
I don't know. I played the demo for that one and didn't go much past it, but
I played like the first level in the main game.
Yeah. How did you like it?
It's I do like it. I just wish I gave it the proper focus and time.
Yeah.
What was that game? I remember it coming out. I just don't remember what type of game it was.
It's like you recruit like a bunch of people to become heroes, and you control like a whole chain of people, and you can make big shapes like swords or hands and whatnot.
Is it like a RTS kind of like?
No, it's like a
platformer.
It's like an actiony platformer-esque type thing.
But instead of controlling one thing, you
control like
kind of like a Pikmin. And like loosely.
Yeah. But like this, I believe
turn Pikmin into like an action combat game.
Okay.
Like on the Wii U gamepad, you draw a straight line, and that would make them form into a sword.
Oh, okay.
You draw like an L, and they would form a hammer shape. And I think even if you didn't want to do
or something,
depending
who was, I think, in the front.
Right. And you didn't have to draw. You could use the analog sticks, which is probably how they'll get around it on Switch. But you would move that to draw a shape with the stick, which is a little cumbersome. But that kind of lends itself to interesting.
It was unique.
What would be cooler is if they brought a different Platinum game called Nier Automata to the Switch. Not going to shut up about it. Sorry. But also on Switch, or inside of Switch, I don't know if you guys saw this. There's an NES emulator buried within the firmware. Did you read about this at all?
Mm-mm.
I'm real excited. Somebody ripped apart all the Switch stuff, as they do, and somewhere in the firmware they found an NES emulator just buried, waiting to be released.
Data mining.
Right. So here's the really, really interesting thing about the NES emulator. Brace yourselves. Prior to the Switch, all Virtual Console efforts, every Virtual Console game has been released packaged with its own emulator shell, which generally speaking, it was the same emulator, but it allowed it so you could make minor tweaks along the way to optimize those games' performance. It did not have every ROM run through the same emulator, which meant that, one, file sizes were a little bit larger because it did have to come packaged with its own emulator each time. And two, it wasn't like a blanket emulation station, right? This is just an NES emulator, which kind of falls back on how the NES Mini was launched, which that one is its own emulator built in there that then they attached ROMs to. Now, the team that did that, NERD, or Nintendo of Europe Research and Development, created that, and to date, the NES emulation, NES Mini emulation, has been the best emulation they've put out. Just kind of, in terms of options, preservation, video output. Like the video output on the Wii stuff has that weird, gross black darkness filter over top of it that like, this seems like they might be doing it right. Hopefully, maybe, sort of. But I'm really, really excited about that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
any day now we get Virtual Console. Any day now. And then
you think that's going to fit with their like monthly
I still think the monthly thing's something separate, right? Like I think the monthly thing is just a bonus.
Finance 2018.
No. I think it's a bonus. I think the monthly thing is like
there needs to be something about like a Netflix type
yeah,
style with the games.
But it's going to be like you get 2 free games that have been repolished.
Yeah.
They'll have updated things, but I can't imagine that seems like the right.
This seems like this would be the emulator for that like model.
Maybe, but it also seems like any second
as well
now,
as whatever.
Any second now, they're one software update to the Switch away from just opening this shit up.
Yeah.
I would be so happy. I'd be so, because that's my thing, man. As soon as I finished Castlevania, I was like, ooh, I want to go play Castlevania 3. I want to go play it right now. Oh, I got to get my fucking 3DS out. Right? I'm not, no.
That's the 3DS.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yes. But, and I love my 3DS, but the Switch, like, I want to be able to do it with the Joy-Con. It's stupid, but I want to be able to do it. What?
Why with the Joy-Con? You have the D-pad on your 3DS.
Yeah. I like the screen. I like being on a big TV.
All right.
I dream of a world where there is great emulation on one of these consoles outputting it.
I'll just use the Pro Controller.
I could go through the Wii U to the Wii emulation and go to Virtual Console there because it's pretty decent. But then you got to buy Wii points, and that becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to buy it again.
They're still selling those.
True.
2018.
Yeah. Huh. Not in store, but you can buy them like through the eShop or the Wii Shop channel. I'm sorry.
Good music.
Oh my god, best music.
I forgot about that music. That's good music. Yeah,
it's the best music in the world. Yeah, I don't know what's to come of that, but I thought it was peculiar. And last but not least, Splatoon 2 had a big old Nintendo Direct, or Splatoon 2 Direct, and we learned a lot more about that game. If you didn't watch it, it's like 26 minutes or something.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, go watch it. But
watch it next to the speed run.
If you don't, side by side. If you don't feel like watching it, you should still go watch it. But you can listen to us talk about it because we're going to do that now. Single player. So we knew about most of this stuff, but there's a couple new things along the way, and they really this was the ultimate, hey, have you never played Splatoon before? Great. We're going to give you a rundown of what this game is going to be. Hey, have you played Splatoon before? Great. We're going to give you a rundown of what to be excited about. And then for everybody else in between, it was just kind of like a good refresher. It's kind of like, because we don't have the game manual to read while mom drives us home from the game store anymore, like this was the equivalent of that. It's 30 minutes of, what is everything this game can do? Great. Got it. This is the in-game manual, so to speak. So they talk about single player. Tell me about that. I don't remember that one.
I'm not sure how much they went into detail. I know they didn't talk too much about the story.
They didn't do any story stuff. They just kind of said, like, if you want to practice the mechanics of the game,
Yeah.
single player will walk you through a lot.
Yeah.
Of
If
stuff.
I remember correctly, in the first Splatoon, in the single player, you couldn't really change your weapon, could you? You just had the main.
I think
I'm out.
Yeah, I think it might have changed per level. Like,
'Cause-
it might have taught you slowly throughout each world or whatever that a new weapon. But yeah, I don't recall.
Because I don't think you could carry over whatever weapon you had from your multiplayer or whatever to.
No.
that game.
Yeah, it was a very
This
specific
one looked like
thing.
you could switch between a lot of the weapons.
Yeah.
Like you had a paint roller.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, that seems new for some reason, and just the way like the levels looked, they looked more platformy.
yeah. It seems like a lot more thought went into the single player stuff this time, or they spent a little more time on it this time around. And it looked like a fun little challenge.
Yeah.
And we saw previously they kind of foreshadowed some type of story with Callie and Marie. So I don't know what's coming of that, but we should learn more. New weapons shown off.
Not only that, but kind of newer features to the older weapons.
Yeah, some things got some updates. Like there's
So the roller, for example, you can
Yeah.
now do
You hold
vertical
it in.
and horizontal throws with
right,
the paint.
right.
I think if you hold it in, it goes even farther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
or
get that
if
delayed
you're
charge time as the
if you're a
counter.
sniper, you can hold in that charge shot and travel as a squid.
That was that one type of sniper rifle, though. I don't know what the
No. There was one. I think you can still do it with the original, but the newer one had like a longer duration.
I wonder what
or something like
the
that.
balance on that is.
Yeah.
I don't think they discussed the balancing aspect of it. I don't know if it's less stopping power or what.
Might be. I don't know.
Maybe.
What was the? There's another new weapon. There's one that they talked about with
There
DLC
was
stuff.
another dually that was super quick.
Right.
I forgot what the drawback of that was compared to the baseline one.
Yeah, they all give you like little tweaks here, but they pull something away.
Slasher was there. I was very happy to see that again.
Yeah, the dumb bucket. I love it. But yeah, they showed that off. They showed off some of the new like secondary weapons. It seems like all the secondary weapons are brand new, right?
For the most part, or if they are familiar, they changed it up a bit.
They transformed it a little bit.
What was the name of that weapon that says would get nerfed in the first patch?
Is it the hamster one?
Oh, the ball.
The one where you're just inside of a ball and then it explodes?
No,
that's
what
Because I
was
like that
stuff?
one.
I don't think it was that. Oh no, where's our combo?
I know there's that rain cloud one. That's just dripping ink everywhere. There's just a bunch of cyber grenades. I think there was one.
Auto bomb. That's what it's called. Sorry.
The auto bomb. I forgot what that did exactly.
It was like a grenade that followed you, and then
Okay.
it's gonna follow, and then it detonates. Yeah, nerfed first patch. Calling it now.
They talked about some new. They went over the gear, which gear is the same. You've got hats, shoes, shirts, and guns. But the hats, shoes, and shirts, you can modify those yourself. It seems because before you'd get like a hat and you'd wear that hat because it gave you a boost in speed, faster ink refresh, and whatever. This seems like now you can attach specific.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Specific things to the gear you want. So it's a little more customizable in that way. You can look however you want because fashion is very important to the Squid world. And then you can attach whatever abilities you want to. I think that's how they made it seem, right?
Yeah, that makes it more class based. I kind of like that.
Yeah. That seemed cool. A lot of different modes shown off. This seems like it's a real 2.0 with Splatoon, which is really cool. There's online you have your ranked mode, and then within ranked, so last time around, ranked mode would change between the kind of capture the flag style, what was that one called?
I never got to play that one.
Squeeze the bees or I don't know what it was.
Steal the paint. I don't know.
Yeah, something like, it was, you had to get a thing.
Was it that like electric fish thing?
Whatever that, that like bazooka thing. If you got it, you had to carry it from one side to the other. But it itself, the flag, was a weapon, a very powerful weapon. So there was that one. There's another one where you have to maintain control over a tower.
That's like on like a path.
Yeah, so
throughout the
tower's on rails. You have to stay on that tower. If you can get it to go from the center of the stage to your home base, you win. Yeah, that one was a ranked mode, and then I think there's just regular old deathmatch ranked, right?
I want to say no. I thought it was another like stationary, like zone one. And the zone would move across the map.
That's what it is. You're right.
It's like headquarters in Call of Duty.
Yes.
You're familiar with that.
Yeah.
So it used to be that those were all ranked, and if you were great at one but terrible at the other, it meant that you were mediocre at all of them because your rank was set kind of that way. Now there's individual rankings for each mode. So if you're really good at the one, your ranking's going to climb. And also the way they did ranking the last one was you'd do really, really well one match, and it would only escalate your level
See, like ranking
so much.
Rankings always comes off as intimidating to me.
Well, that's where I think this is nice because they don't.
This seems like I kind of have incentive to actually want to play these. Like
Exactly.
I don't care anymore about like being intimidated or whatever.
The last one, it was something like you'd be at a C, and you would score, say, you'd do really, really well. And logically, you'd think you'd jump to an A, but you'd be like a B in the middle of a B rank. You might do kind of bad in a level, and you'd have a small drop. I don't know. This one seems like they're doing it right. Like, you go from C to A. You don't have to go through B to get to A. You can, if you do really well one match, jump multiple levels, which seems, I don't know, because I felt like last time around, like, I never got great at the game, but I would get good enough, and I'd feel pretty good about whatever, and it's like, oh, my rank went up like 40 points or something stupid. It wasn't great. Showed a little bit more of Salmon Run, which that one's like the horde mode. Shit ton of little salmon boys coming to get you and your friends. Fuck shit up. And that one, so Salmon Run, just online for regular old scrubs, is a timed thing. So there's only going to be specific runs happening throughout the day. Now, at any moment, you could call up your friends and say, hey, let's do this. And you can do it whenever you want. But they'll have it kind of random times. Or not random.
Yeah, like if you're playing like offline or just like with a friend, you can do that whenever.
Yeah, but online...
Which is probably what I'll be doing.
Yeah, me too, mostly. But online, if you just wanted to jump in and play it, it'll be scheduled things where you can dive in and get a little squad together.
I can see some weird mutators being thrown into there, and there's a way that has some real staying power.
That seems like a powerful.
I like the idea of being revived with the gun.
Yeah.
So like if you're just a little life raft floating there, I can just shoot you from a distance just to bring you back. I don't have to run to you and do a
Hold
thing.
an A.
Yeah. Showed off more of Inkopolis. So kind of we get to go through the city and see all of the different areas of it a little bit more. And that it really does. I've seen a lot of, you brought one up, and I'd seen one the other day, side-by-side comparisons between the Wii U version and Switch. And there's really a lot of improvements. If you look, even just the character models look a lot better. The world looks a lot better. And seeing Inkopolis in this new way is like, wow,
everything looks more like colorful and bright.
Colorful. Yeah, with like some depth and like this good, like round, shiny, candy coated shit to it. Showed off a little mini game. Showed off they're kind of bringing back Miiverse, but not really. Not Miiverse in all of its great glory. I'd love if that came back. Anyway, but they are bringing back the idea of drawing. So you can draw and then post those pictures to the lobby in Inkopolis for other people to see, which means we're still going to get some cool waifu art.
Yep.
Then Splatnet 2 got announced, which is it seems like a web browser for Splatoon.
Only. Yeah, it's like a way to like to keep track of of what's going on in that world in the game, as well as like your character stats and or your player stats,
I really like the idea. Like, I think we're all gonna get pretty heavy into this game when it comes out, and this.
So it's like you don't need to log into the game every time to figure out what event is going on.
You open up your phone, you log into Splatnet 2, and then you look and you see, okay, oh shit, Marc and Matt are playing. Oh fuck. I'm at work. I can't play right now. And you can look and you can see, because they're doing the same thing they did last time around, which I love, where specific maps rotate out every 3 hours. So you can see which maps are in rotation. You can see when the next salmon runs are, what's going on with Splatfest. look at your ranking, look at your overall ink thrown, like every stat you'd want to see is out there, which is cool.
Yep.
Funnily enough, Splatnet 2 is a part of the greater Switch Online app, which is going to launch day and date with Splatoon 2 on the 21st. So you download that app, and then within there is Splatnet 2. It's also where you will invite your friends to come play with you. You'll do it through that app. As soon as the match starts, so even if we are all three playing together, if we decide we're going to do a mode where one of us is against the other two or whatever, it will automatically kick the one out of team chat. So only your team. Even though we're friends, it's only going to put the teams together on a chat, which is cool.
Yeah, because they're saying way before when they announced that chat service, I was like, hey, you're going to be able to talk with your friends. Like,
yes.
No strangers.
Yeah. Which
So,
I like that.
I guess you can add a stranger if you want to really talk to them.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for that. And then showed off a little bit of the DLC coming. A really cool umbrella weapon that I'm really, really rad.
That's OP as all hell.
I know.
That's
I
bad.
love it. I love it.
Nerfed with the Vega or the auto bomb.
it has a pretty big cooldown though.
Yeah. They're introducing DLC, weapons, gear, stages, brand new. They're gonna support it for 1 year with DLC, and then they said 2 years the game will be supported with regular Splatfests. So Splatfest, if you're new to Splatoon, is kind of I don't know if they do them monthly, but they do them. You know, it's a big event and it takes over the whole weekend usually, and the event itself is thing one versus thing, cats versus dogs, roller coasters versus water parks, hamburgers versus hot dogs, and everybody aligns themselves to a team.
You get a cool shirt.
You get a cool shirt to wear for the weekend, and then you run around. You just play regular Splatoon, but when you play Splatoon, your victories and your points go to your chosen side's greater score. And then in the end of it all, the greater team wins, and then everybody's just happy. And as we're sitting there thinking, oh, cool, 2 years of Splatfest, I can't wait for the first Splatfest, enter the stage, Pearl and Marina, yay!
Yeah.
And we get our brand new Callie and Marie. Taking the stage, they do a great little music video, which you had a fun time watching at work.
I felt very uncomfortable watching it in the break room at work, and I skipped through it.
But yeah, if you like sexy squid, girl, rap music, pop music, Splatoon 2 is for you.
Marina's an Octoling.
Whatever. I'm not. Yep.
Be careful who you watch that around. If you plan on watching that part, if you're around people, you just might want to skip ahead 3 minutes or so.
I turned the volume up. I was excited. I opened the windows. I said, come on in.
I was looking over my shoulder. Like, is anyone looking at this? I gotta go.
Everyone's looking. So they show off them. They're the new Callie and Marie. So they're the ones, as soon as you start the game, they're going to tell you what stages are available that day.
Yeah.
You have the cute little banter back and forth and all of that. And then at the end of their little performance and their little spiel, they announced the first Splatfest, ice cream versus cake, hashtag fuck cake, hashtag the cake is a lie, hashtag ice cream all the way, is happening before the game comes out. So the game comes out July 21st, first Splatfest, available to those who have a Nintendo Switch. On July 15th from 3 p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific, so 6 p.m. Eastern until 10 p.m. Eastern, or 3 Pacific, 7 Pacific. I'm excited.
So it's only that day?
Only that day. So normally they're like Friday through Sunday.
Yeah.
This one's just for 4 hours.
It's another disguised stress test. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I think I'm going to be on a boat somewhere that day, and I'm kind of sad about it, but...
How late do you stay on the boat?
Yesterday we got home at 9, and that's because we thought some inclement weather was coming in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's an all-day affair.
Does your phone support mobile hotspot by
It
chance?
does, but I don't know if I'm bringing my Switch. And
Well,
plus the areas we
well.
go to, you're not getting a great internet connection.
Also, this game has LAN support.
Oh yeah, they did announce that.
You know, an adapter.
Yeah.
And who knows how much the adapter is, but you can make it work.
$14.99. I'm guessing.
I think they said
don't
it goes
know
up to 10
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, even though it's like 4-on-4.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hashtag esports. Hashtag commentary.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Right. Oh yeah, spectator one. Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. We might be missing a few things along the way, but it was a really fun direct. And that game. Now the game's less than a week away technically because we get that cool Splatfest, and then it'll be less than a week after that till we actually have the game, and then it's just go.
It was weird. I'm sold. I mean, from the time the Switch was announced, I was sold on Splatoon 2, and I was just telling you earlier when we were looking in that GameStop, like right now, if I didn't buy it launch day, this is the time right now I would be looking for a Switch because Splatoon's right around the corner.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't want to watch this direct because I was telling you
Yeah,
once I know I'm getting the game, like I just want to kind of go media dark. But you guys start talking about Pearl, and then I got curious, and then like it turns out that I was really happy I watched this because I'm actually more excited to play this game after this.
This is a good way to explain to people if they're not familiar with Splatoon. This was like a hey, or if you're familiar and you just kind of forgot, shake that rust off. It was like kind of just it was like a refresher.
Yeah.
That they said. So it was like, hey, here you go. Here's
really
what the
good.
game is.
As soon as they explained those ranked modes, I was like,
Yep.
You'll see me in the lobbies. Honestly, if I ever get to the single player, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. I don't know. The single player is going to be that thing where when you guys aren't online, well, even then I'll probably still play online.
I'll just play by myself.
Yeah. But I don't know. I tried to play the single player in the first one, and then I walked away from it.
I got like halfway.
Well, I walked away, and when I went back, there's no good way to know where you left off or what is.
You have to like travel, and then it's just like here's world 1-2, here's world 1-5 or whatever, and so.
But then I couldn't find I think I left off at 8 or something, and I couldn't find 9.
The navigation wasn't that great.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, that's not the game.
I know.
It's just the way I am. I mean, I had Titanfall 2, and everyone raved about the single player, and I think I played an hour of it.
Yeah.
So,
there was something else cool I noticed in there. During one of the multiplayer maps, they had some of the stuff I noticed from the first game's single player. So something I never saw in Splatoon 1 multiplayer was the sponge. Remember the sponge in the single player?
Oh, yeah. To make it bigger if you could jump on it, but the opposite team can shrink it.
Right. And that was not in the multiplayer, but it was in one of the maps in Splatoon 2. So they're adding more elements to how the game kind of plays, which is fucking cool. Game of the summer. Maybe. Mostly. Probably.
I'm going to get real good at that sniper rifle.
A sniper, huh? What was your weapon of choice first time around you played?
Slasher.
Yeah. Old Bucket Man.
But that rank mode, I just see. In the 3. I don't know who our 4 is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a Sandeep. I don't know who that.
Oh, we got to make him buy a Switch.
I don't know who our 4 is going to be, but I have a feeling that you two don't like the sniper rifle.
I do actually. But I'm not good at it.
See, when it comes time for those towers, you need someone on the outside picking them off.
I have no problem being like all brawn. I'll be just roller and just go up front. I don't care.
I usually do like in any type of shooting game. I'm usually like either like a submachine gun or a shotgun class, that kind of thing. Because I either like to get like up close and then just die because that's what happens to me, or kind of keep a medium distance but be able to spray a lot. So the first game, I used the Zapper a whole bunch because it was like short to medium range, but really rapid fire. Not too rapid fire like the Gatling gun, but still rapid enough. This, after playing we did it at the Global Test Fire and we did it at that event, playing the Splat Dualies. I fucking love those things. Being able to roll.
Being able to dodge is pretty cool.
So cool. And they're just fun to like hold. I don't know. It's a cool one. Side note, little separate thing, but I saw starting to pop up because you found your Crash Bandicoot Reddit. I've been on the Splatoon Reddit for a while, but a lot of people were posting. I think Toys R Us has actual Splatoon guns.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of merchandise on Amazon.
You can fill them with ink, and you can ink your friends or your dad.
I would just do water, but
no, it has little ink packets.
Oh really?
I don't think it's it's gonna stain you.
It's washable, non-toxic.
At least I can get use out of an amiibo.
You buying one?
No, compared to that thing.
Oh, I see. You can go spray your friends in the yard. Who doesn't like to do that?
Well, friends in the yard.
Oh, I'm always inviting friends over and spraying them in the yard. It's just
Spray that dude at roof through your car.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'd invite him in to play Switch. That's what I'd do. See if he wants to hang out.
Get him to the roof. Get him to the rooftop.
Yeah.
Then show up with your pink turtleneck.
Let's play with my Switch Blade.
Welcome.
Cool. Splatoon 2. That's all I got for show and tell. I kind of turned into a quasi-news segment, but I might do it for episode 205 unless you guys got anything else.
No, I think we covered
I
it.
was too busy watching just GDQ.
I spent a lot of the week just watching that. It was really fun. I'm going to keep watching it too. Go back and watch all the stuff I missed.
This is the time, I was telling you, this is the time where there's people out there now making cringe videos that compile all those weird moments and those laughable moments into 15-minute videos. Now's the time for those. Can't wait.
I like it. I think by the time we record again, it should be over or almost over. But next weekend, starting the 14th, is EVO 2017. You ever watch that one? I feel like you watch some of it sometimes. Matt, you don't really watch, do you?
I watch Evo.
EVO?
I mean, I don't
rarely.
like mark on the calendar, but when I realize it's on and it's late at night, I will watch. Usually, watch Marvel vs. Capcom.
So when Dragon Ball becomes a part of it, I'll watch it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Injustice 2 this year, and I don't know some of the other stuff. I don't know
I'm gonna watch Tekken this year.
Yeah, Tekken will be a fun one to watch. Did you see the game? It's coming to Switch. It's from Nicholas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I told you about this.
Yeah. I think I finally saw footage of it. And
it's called like Sword Stranger or something like that. Yeah.
That game looks fucking dope.
Waifu fighting game.
Yeah, that game looks fucking dope.
Shit.
Pretty much like all of like
It's the Skullgirls all over again.
Kinda.
It's like all of it's like Nicholas's like King of Fighters. It's like they have characters from every one of their games or whatever all combined into this fighting each other. So it's like an all-star kind of game, but I think it's all female or mostly.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it's I don't know if that's at Evo or not, but
All female or bust.
Yeah. No,
Literally
so what do
bust.
they have this year? This year they've got Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear Xrd second revision.
Got it, Guilty Gear. Keep going.
Rev 2. Injustice 2, Melee, Smash Melee, Smash Brothers for Wii U, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, King of Fighters 14, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Evo is the annual like fighting game championship thing. So that's fun. It's real fun stuff. Evo always makes me get into fighting games because I see it and I'm like, I can do that. And
Sometimes announcements happen there too.
Yeah, they usually do announcements. So I think this is where we'll see Starfire shown off for the first time. Sub-Zero drops this week for Injustice 2. He drops, I think, on my birthday. Or the day before. And then they show off Starfire here. I'd love it if they teased who's coming after Starfire.
I could see it happening.
I could.
Love it. I don't know. Cool. We'll probably talk a little bit about that next week. And maybe we'll be playing a bunch of fighting games by next week. I don't know. That is it for episode 205 of The Free Cheese. If you like this episode, you can find it and all of our other episodes on your favorite podcast app, on YouTube, and of course on thefreecheese.com, where you can also find all of our fantastic articles and reviews and hot takes. I'm off for a few days because I don't like to work anywhere near, on, or around my birthday. So I'm going to spend some time, because I can't drive anywhere, writing some bullshit. So look forward to that on the website. Lots of fun stuff coming your way. I believe Wednesday, on my birthday, I'll have a little something for Castlevania 3, because it's on the brain. I've been playing it. I'm going to play more, write more. So that should be up there. But cool stuff all throughout the week, all throughout the month, as we cover Lost, our cover story for July. You can follow us all on Twitter. Free Cheese is at Some Free Cheese. Mark is at Og_Mental. Matt is at MattyIce131. And I am at The Free Cheese. Go to thefreecheese.com. Send us an email, podcast@thefreecheese.com. Send us a car to podcast@thefreecheese.com. That would be fucking dope.
We would download a car.
I will gladly download a car. You can buy one in a vending machine now. Why can't you download one? You know? Bit by bit. That's what I say. Download a car today for me. Send it my way. Or a Vespa. I'll take a Vespa. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I'll take a dirt bike. You can ride a dirt bike, right? 12 o'clock, boys. I can do that. Hey, I don't have a far commute. I just need something that's a little bit faster than a bike. I rode my bike to work yesterday. Whew. I got there. You got sweat. You got tired legs. Now, the day after, ooh, man, my shins are burning. I feel like Cotton Hill. My thighs are all weird. My foot hurts a little bit. Just, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Plus, even that, I got a weird thing with the tire. Like halfway to work, you look down. The tire's already low on air. You gotta pump it up before you leave again. Ugh.
A lot of work.
It's too much work. Download me a car. Download me a car today. That's going to do it. Thank you for listening to the Free Cheese episode 205 and hanging out with us for 2 hours. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. We'll see you in a week.
Bye-bye.